We have 14 cases in Foxboro that we're tracking. Um, we have 6 cases of people, 6 situations where people have recovered from COVID-19. So we're pleased to report that as well. So in Massachusetts, there are now 8,966 cases of COVID-19, 154 deaths associated with those cases. There are 938 cases in Norfolk County. 9.1% of the state's cases are hospitalized. 813 cases are not hospitalized. I'm sorry, 9.1% hospitalized, 800, which is 813 cases. 2,700 cases not hospitalized, and 5,500 are under investigation. 197 communities have declared a state of emergency, and the largest group of affected individuals is the age group between 50 and 59, with 1,700 cases statewide. Across the country, there are nearly 250,000 cases of coronavirus across the country, and 5,926 deaths associated with those cases. So let me give you the latest information in Foxboro and around the Commonwealth, that are things that are pertinent to this community, as well as around the Commonwealth. For frequently updated information for the town of Foxboro, you can go to www.foxboroma.gov/department/health and COVID-19 health. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Board of Health and to the staff for providing us all this information on a regular basis. Right before, about half hour before I go on live, this information comes to me, so it includes the latest information that we have. Other information of note is the Kraft family helped to deliver over 1 million N95 masks to Massachusetts from China. Some of those masks are going to Rhode Island and New York. Some of the hardest hit areas in New York are obviously in huge need of N95 masks. A parking ban at state coastal parking areas when it goes into effect on April 3rd, meaning today. The governor describes the next 3 to 4 weeks as they will be the most difficult, and the surge in hospitalization related to COVID-19 is expected in Massachusetts between April 10th and April 20th. Massachusetts Health and Human Services Secretary Sutters announced that Massachusetts is only the fourth site in the nation to receive the Battle N95 mass decontamination system that is expected to be operational on April 6th. And can decontaminate up to 80,000 masks a day for reuse. Many local businesses are struggling during the state of emergency. The Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development updated their COVID-19 resource and guidance for businesses on their page on Thursday. Links to several resources, including loans and relief sources, can be found at www.mass.gov/info-details/COVID-19 resources and guidance for businesses. Over 56,608 tests have been conducted by the State Public Health Laboratory and private testing facilities as of this week. Between 3,000 and 5,000 tests are being administered in Massachusetts on a daily basis. Just wanted to, as of note in that particular category, it looks like the Kraft Group is again coming through in a big way by helping to open up a site for testing for first line responders at their parking lot across from Gillette Stadium. That is expected to be open on Sunday. We were looking to try and have it open today, but due to the weather conditions, it's not the best situation to try and open something like that up. So they're going to hold off until Sunday and have the facility up and running, we hope, by then. The Massachusetts Connector will now be able to support local boards of health and the Department of Public Health with contact tracing efforts to identify and alert possibly impacted individuals who have interacted with COVID-19 positive person with a COVID-19 positive person. The state is preparing for the surge of cases. The command center is working with hospitals to provide them with flexibility to expand ICU capacity. But after hospitals execute on their surge plans, the model estimates that there could be a remaining gap in ICU capacity of more than 500 beds. Commonwealth is aiming to find or build an additional 750 to 1,000 beds in field medical hospitals and other alternate sites. Possible sites include the Boston Convention Center, Joint Base Cape Cod, and Springfield's Mass Mutual building. I know that the facility in Worcester is under construction as we speak, and so that should be up and running soon. The command center is also securing 1,000 beds in nursing facility for stabilized COVID-19 patients who can then be transferred out of the hospital to make room for those with higher medical needs. A joint effort between the state and Department of Public Health, Patriots owner Robert Kraft, and China secured the delivery of the 1 million N95 masks for frontline healthcare needs. DPH is actively working on an inventory to deliver masks and other PPE to high need areas as shipments arrive. My understanding is that there is additional masks possibly available that will be they're trying to secure at this time. Workforce and employment. In recognition of the continuing risk of COVID-19 spread in the workplace, Massachusetts Building Trades Council has called on Governor Baker to declare a statewide suspension of all regular activity at non-essential construction sites in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I noted that the governor has provided a up-to-date latest guideline as this situation evolves. I know the governor had indicated that he was reluctant to actually close all construction sites, but as the surge period begins, he may actually take another look at that situation. So we'll have to stand by and see if further actions develop on that front. Things are happening on a daily basis, so it's difficult to provide information that, even though we're providing you on a daily basis, the information that I'm providing to you, the concern is that things do change almost on an hourly basis. So we things that were actually acceptable yesterday could be changing as of today. So so bear with us as we try and continue to make our way through this. The updated list of essential businesses and services can be found online on mass.gov. To request a designation as an essential service, you can fill out an online form and submit it for further consideration. I know that there is question marks about some of those particular essential service declarations that are trying to be clarified, and so that's a process that is a bit of a challenge given the number of different things that people do in certain stores. So that is continuing to be a process in motion. Small businesses. The offices of U.S. Senators Warren and Markey have provided an easy-to-read fact sheet on their stimulus programs created to support small businesses. I will say that if you go to Senator Markey's site, there's a really good description of the small business programs that are available. And I know that Senator Warren and Senator Markey are advocating in a very big way to try and provide more assistance to small businesses. And transportation, the MBTA continues to operate modified service and has updated its bus service schedules effective April 6th. For a full list of modifications, you can visit the mbta.com site/coronavirus, and that will provide you the latest information on that. Rideshare services are currently designated as essential services, although significant concerns about driver and rider safety remain. Lyft has released guidance on driver and rider safety, and Uber has developed a coronavirus webpage with tips, guidelines, and additional information. Parks and open space. The governor has issued an emergency order requiring all coastal beach reservation parking areas managed by DCI to close effective April 3rd to reduce large concentrations of people at beaches during the COVID-19 outbreak. Effective April 3rd, DCI will open seasonal state parks early and expand access to other parks to provide additional open space opportunities for residents to enjoy and alternatives to popular state parks throughout the Commonwealth, provided visitors stay in small groups and practice social distancing. So a little bit of a mixed message there that they're closing beaches but actually opening state parks. But I think that the concern is that there can sometimes be a surge particularly at the for swimming per se, but more walking along the beaches. So that is still open, provided that people get there, don't necessarily and then use the parking lots that are available there. As far as the parks go, the closest state park to Foxboro is Hopkinton State Park, and they're looking to try and open that park this weekend. DCR's playgrounds, visitor centers, and ice rinks will remain closed until May 4th. And additional items of note, yesterday the House of Representatives passed H4 6515, which would place a moratorium on all non-emergency evictions and foreclosures until 30 days after the end of the state's COVID-19 emergency order. The bill now will be taken up by the Senate. And the Joint Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security is reviewing H4 611 and Senate 2602, an act relative to emergency health hazard duty. This legislation would create special protections for public safety officials and other first responders to ensure that they are able to safely take appropriate time off for quarantines or other COVID-19 related issues. Public testimony is being collected by email only. And Bay Path Elder Services has put together a helpful flyer of helpful wellness tips for self-care while maintaining the physical distancing required of seniors during this time. Although the flyers, the tips are designed for seniors, they include some really good suggestions that we can all take to heart. And just some of the other things that that I wanted to bring to your attention is that locally, the Boyden Library will we do directly to the Boyden Library website, actually Facebook page rather, facebook.com/Boyden Library. They have staff from the children's room doing 60-second science experiments. Also, they will have another video today with new streaming services for all their patrons. So we are continuing to provide services through the library despite the fact that the doors are closed. And we'll continue to provide that services. Also, you may want to take a look at the Uptown Happenings Facebook page for all the latest information on what's going on in Foxboro Center. And also in some of the other businesses around town, we do have a listing of takeout restaurants that are on the website as well. On the town's website, www.foxboroma.gov, you can take a look at that and check out what's available for takeout services. Now that we're heading into the weekend, I know a lot of folks would like to get something to eat other than what they're eating at home. So that's an opportunity for trying to also support the local businesses to the greatest extent we can during this difficult time for them in particular. So I wanted just to say publicly how grateful I am for all the services that the public safety and our town employees are doing to try and maintain services to the greatest extent possible. I know our public safety people are the frontline folks, and our fire, police, dispatch folks are all on the front lines of this particular epidemic. And we really wanted we owe them a debt of gratitude for all the things that they are doing. I just want to say thank you publicly. I'll continue to thank them every time I see them for all the work that they're doing. This is not an easy situation. They're away from their families, and they're also doing yeoman's work to try and keep you safe throughout the course of what's going on. So again, thank you to them particularly and to all this town staff members who continue to run the operation on a day-to-day basis, given the difficult challenges that we all face. So you note that, and just a word of note, that you note that in my background, I've actually been working from home for the past several days, and for the next week or so, I will be working from home. My daughter came in from New York and is here, and I'm self-quarantined based on the guidance that I've received, but I just know that, and they are safe, they're healthy, and hopefully we'll all remain that way during the situation. But I am working my regular schedule, and actually, believe it or not, I'm actually working more hours than I normally do, working from home, because there's a lot of things going on as we speak. So if anybody needs to reach me, you can reach me by email, and I'm happy to respond to you. If you have further information that you want me to share on this live broadcast on a daily basis, feel free to let me know, and I'm happy to put it out for you to the extent that I can. So again, until I see you tomorrow, I'll continue to provide the latest information I can on a daily basis. Starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'll look at the latest information. The weekend shows will be a little bit more abbreviated, given the fact that there's not a lot of information coming in during the weekends, but I will still provide you with the latest information that I have, and hope that you all continue to stay safe and healthy throughout the course of this pandemic. Again, until I see you next time, take care.